Hello everyone, this is Darker Joe, and today I'm going to be doing a different type of video. So with I think we're due for a specialty change coming up soon. Like I think we should have actually already had one last week, but I think we might be getting one either this week or in 2 more weeks. At least I hope so. Since our last specialty change was at Inos back in the end of March, so it's been over almost 4 months. It's been 3 months at least, close to 4 months since we had a specialty change. They didn't show anyone who could have been the three-star getting specialty change during the preview though. So either that means it might be coming up soon and they want to surprise people, or maybe they're still working on it. But what I think would be fun would be talking about like just the 3 stars that can potentially be a specialty change. Like for example, let's look at all the 3 stars here, right? So there's a lot of 3 stars, by the way. There's a lot of units on here that I think are like on the edge of being decent or usable. That they get a specialty change, it could actually be like, they could actually be a good like RTA unit or a good PvE unit. Obviously, there's a lot of units here that definitely need it. Like, I want to say, like honestly, half the 3 stars could definitely use a special change, for sure. But I want to talk about the units that are either close to being good, or they are decent already, and then a special change can make them actually into a viable unit that you would see more often. Like for example, someone I actually do want to see get a special change might actually be Melanie. She actually isn't very good at all, but she can have some potential as a stun bot unit because she can work well with Holiday Euphene's artifact that gives her, gives them a 20% chance to stun on the S1. Add to the fact that you could soul burn her S1 and it becomes a 100% chance to stun. On top of being a critical hit too, so her stats aren't necessarily terrible for a 3-star. Actually, they're pretty good for a 3-star, especially a 3-star warrior. Like, because she's a Libra, yeah, that's why. But yeah, because her stats are actually pretty good for a 3-star. Her attack is maybe at a low side, but if she got a specialty change with maybe increasing her damage a bit, that's the main reason why she isn't honestly played. She can be pretty good if she actually had good damage on top of it. Her kit's not terrible. Like, being able to have a chance to reduce damage taken by 50%, while also always pushing herself by 15% CR is pretty good. Stigma, she was obviously the first person with Stigma, because I believe, yeah, she did come up before Ran. And she's a fun unit though, but like, it's so almost impossible to use her right now, but a special team could definitely change that. Other 3-stars that I think could potentially become a good unit from a special change. So none of them. Oh, Junie actually would be fun too. But I haven't really got a chance to test her out too much though. But basically being a squishier warrior version of Troublemaker Rosette. But except for instead of being like all the defensive debuffs and stuff, she gets a death break on she death breaks the enemy team and cleanses all debuffs on your side, which is kind of good. A special change could actually make her good. I think the main thing is holding her back, honestly, is the base stats, because those stats are so bad. Her speed's pretty good actually. I didn't realize she was that fast. Her speed is her defensive stats are so bad. I mean, normally this for a 3-star warrior isn't terrible, kind of, but like considering that she reduces 30%. Oh no, she takes 30% of the damage for the backline unit. You need to have her super tanky, and that's really hard to do. So the special chain could definitely make her work, because like I think she's fun, and she has her kit outside of her base stats isn't bad though. Other units, let's see. Helen would be fun too, actually. I bet she might need a rework, actually, a little bit more of a rework. She need to kind of up her other stats and stuff like that. The one I want the most to get a special change would definitely be Misty Chain, because she was my very first 6-star, and she'd be a lot of fun to use. But deep down, I'm afraid that if they give her a specialty change, they're gonna make her into like a Wyvern only unit, and like give her all these debuffs and make her like only useful in Wyvern and hunts and stuff. But it's like people don't realize that she's technically supposed to be PvP unit, because why else would she have a revive in her kit? Which I bet you not, most of you probably didn't realize that she has a revive in her kit. When she kills an enemy for S3, she gets revive buff to the lowest health ally. They wouldn't do that if she was designed to be a hunt unit. But yes, I would love a Misty chain, specialty change. I know a lot of people are saying Christie would be great with it. Honestly, I definitely agree with it though, but I don't know what else they would do to her to make her, to upgrade her if she got a specialty change. They did recently buff her though, so that, because I don't want to say recently, but they did buff her not that long ago, and they gave her the CR push for her in her back line when she's hit with no debuffs on. And usually when it comes to specialty changes, they do buff the unit before on a balance patch, and then like maybe a few balance patches later, they introduce the specialty change for that unit. They did that a lot they did that for Janna, for Arrowell. I think they did it for Inos too, actually. I remember Inos had a weird random buff, and then like 2 or 3 like bounce after like a few months later, she got her specialty change, or a little bit later. So Christie could potentially be next for a specialty change. I mean, based off design, I would love to have her have a specialty change because I love her design. But like, I mean, her kit's not terrible, but people are using her in like PvE content, so I don't think she necessarily needs a specialty change. Camila would be very scary actually with a specialty change, because not other than she's a speed imprint. She's pretty decently fast. I mean, not really though, but like 110 speed isn't bad. You can build her bulky, and she gets 30% damage reduction, as long as her S3 is off cooldown. Being able to give herself attack buff and the ally have the highest attack, and then go into a death break plus a dual attack with the highest attack unit. She's honestly a very, very good unit. So if she got a specialty change, she actually might be broken. Just to say that right now. Some people are saying Gunther though. Gunther would be fun. I could definitely agree with for people saying that they want him to have a specialty change, but or Eaton. Eaton's another fun one. I use them sometimes in Guild Wars actually. I don't know when this video is going up or when my Guild Wars video is going up, but you'll see I use them a few times. Very solid unit. So a special change would be kind of scary on him. Another one that'd be fun to use. Honestly, both Unirung and Hassel are both very, very, very good. Both actually, well, Hassel's actually already pretty good as it is, but Unirung would be a fun unit too. Definitely, Mursa will be probably the scariest unit with a specialty change, because being 70% evasion, like permanently 70% evasion that they can't really do anything about. Guess what? Yeah, because you get 50 on this and they get 20 off of your artifact. So being a permanent 70% evasion that they can't like strip or do anything. I mean, I guess Aiden's the same thing too, but. And the amount of damage she could do is actually pretty strong on top of being a speed imprint. And she's already fast. Like, she'd be very scary, yeah. The only thing that's holding her back, honestly, is the fact that she's so squishy on top of her having a low attack. It's kind of hard to build her. Maybe I'll build a Bruiser Mursa for fun. Gloomerang. When honestly, of the 3 remaining... So of the 3 remaining Banshee sisters, because I want all 3 of them to get special changes. Gloomerang is the one that needs it the most of the 3 remaining, because Misty can still be used in Wyvern, so she has some place. Like, Wrecker and Roar is actually a pretty solid unit as it is. Not like, she's not unusable. And I like Wrecker and Roar a lot in Automation Tower. If you're struggling with the whole sustaining throughout the match and stuff, just use Wrecker and Roar. But like, Gloomerang doesn't really have a place, but her kit is so interesting that she'll be the most fun to use, honestly. Because being able to like have a 15 to 30% chance to just take a turn every time you S1 is huge. People don't realize that you can actually use her with counter set. And if they hit you with an AoE, and let's say they're trying to Jacko cleave you or something like that, they use like Ran Jacko or something, and their Ran hits you with Ran S3 and you counter and it procs the extra turn, you actually straight up steal the turn. You steal it before the Jackal goes, which is really funny. And then on top of that, since you have a debuff, most likely because you have Death Broken, you have a 30% chance to steal a turn, or to take take your extra turn after S1. And then you're gonna have extra like what 30% damage, or 40% damage because of this. It just her damage itself isn't really high, and her base stats. Actually, her base stats isn't bad. This is actually pretty good for a 3-star mage. This is actually pretty good. It's just the fact that you kind of, if you're going for the bruiser side, like the counter side, you kind of want to be tankier. And it's hard to do that while also having damage. But I think she'd be fun to use, for sure. Ellison needs it, though. Like, he's one of the old 3-stars, and they nerfed him. I never actually played, I don't think I played during time he was pre-nerfed, but like, I guess they nerfed him. And yeah, so he needs something, because they never did anything with Ellison at all. Like, he's just there. He's just there to piss you off from pulling him instead of pulling 5-stars. Like I said, I talked about Hassel. Penelope obviously will be very fun too. For sure. Being able to resource reduction is actually pretty huge, because that basically cuts down like every other unit. Like, it cuts down like a Robbie. It'll stop like all those units that have built-in like Fury or Fighting Spirit or like that. But yeah, oh, Adelie. Very underrated unit, I think. She's actually really good into anti-cleave, because giving your team 30% damage reduction against AoE is huge. On top of her S3 being a silenced and unbuffable for 2 turns, and being a 40% CR pushback plus 2 turns silence and unbuffable on a 3-turn cooldown, that you can soul burn to make it go down to a 1-turn cooldown. Like, you can just keep doing it every turn, and she's a mage, so you can hold her own book. She is honestly very, very good. I think the only thing holding her back is her base stats and her speed. Actually, her base stats isn't terrible either, because this isn't like terrible for a 3-star mage. Especially because you're probably going for the effectiveness route. You're going for the tanky effectiveness route. You don't care about the damage, because honestly, she's not good for damage. You probably could make her do okay damage, but so when you use her, you just go bulky as, decent speed and effectiveness. Mine's like 260 speed. I think I have like 14k HP, like 1700 defense type of thing. I don't use her much, but like, honestly, a special change would definitely make her very good. She would be a really, really strong unit in RTA, for sure. Because cleave and AoE, just AoE in general, is still very huge. Being able to hold book on top of it, also being able to lock down Meteor Calric, and being able to stop AOL from using their abilities, because it's a silence, so it will hit AOL. It is also unbuffable, so it stops them from getting buffed from the rest of the team, and it's a 40% CR pushback. And the fact that it's 2 turns silence means it would stop Hand Guy. It would stop Calric from getting resetted. So yeah. But like, Wrecker Moore, honestly, I think she definitely could be good, because like, giving your allies 10% lifesteal on top of every time someone dies on the enemy team, you heal 20% of everyone's health, and you push yourself by 10% CR. But like, this is huge. This is such a really, really nice passive. And then give her Sumadra staff, so she heals, so everyone is going to get 40% more on top of the 10% lifesteal, and then when they kill something, it's going to be 20% heals plus 40% on top of, 40% of the 20%, so it's almost like a 25%, probably closer to 30% heal for your whole team. Like, it's very, like, it's actually really, really good. And then the S3 also being a death break, and it pushes your team by 20% CR. I mean, it's a single target though, but on top of that, her actual like S3 damage is really strong. Like it's like 2.1 or something. So if you actually wanted to go damage Wrecking Roar, which I wouldn't say I wouldn't do it, and she gets Soul Burn for extra damage, she could surprisingly do some really high damage on the S3. But I mean, obviously she's a Soul Weaver, so no attack. Well, actually, that's not terrible for Soul Weavers. Most Soul Weavers are not even close to this attack, so you actually could get okay damage. Like this is like almost as much as like Blaze Dingo and stuff like that. So I mean, Blaze Dingo is somewhere around 900 or something like that, but it's not that much less than like Blaze Dingo, and Blaze Dingo could still hit some really high numbers. On top of the fact that Wrecking Roar has S3 has way higher base ratios, you can actually build a damage Wrecking Roar. I might try that sometime. But like, yeah, very, very good unit. Actually, I have some of these 3 stars built. But I can't really, because I can't showcase. It doesn't showcase like, and when I can't search up like the base 3 stars, because they're not obviously gonna be 3 stars right now. All right. Well, I guess I just look through it. Look for the 3 stars that I've had build. Like Misty Chain, I use her for like hunts and stuff, but so it's not really counting that one. But yeah. Oh, Ollie. Like Ollie, for example, like oh, that's right. I just took your I gave it to someone else. I gave her their upgraded book to someone else, but just so she's holding on. There's a new book I'm working on, but yeah, so like she's pretty tanky, high effectiveness, decent effectiveness, high speed. This is pretty much how you would build, how I build Ollie. Very strong. I don't get a chance to use her much, but like if she got special change, I think she would be a easily underrated, like a really viable unit, because she'd be like super adamant for your whole team. Against AoE though. On top of being able to lock down a unit like every turn. That's very strong. I don't think I have any more. Did I have any more of the 3 stars I was talking about? Oh, yeah, Melanie. Melanie, like the stun bot Melanie, like I said. Really, I made her really tanky. I gave her How Do You Fiend's artifact. So she has. So even if I don't Soul Burn, she'll have 40% chance of stun on that, plus 20% on this. But if I Soul Burn, it's 100% chance, and then if I get 15% on that, I can still potentially stun off of this. Plus, it gives her the 22 effectiveness here that I kind of need, because mine's not crazy effectiveness. But she's really bulky, so she's probably going to survive a few turns because of this. On top of the fact that 25% of the time that she's going to get hit, she's going to cut the damage in half. So, yeah. Wrecking Roar, my unit for it. Samadra Staff. I had a higher one on someone else, but really bulky, just like just like Melanie type of thing. Okay speed, not really crazy speed. Actually, it's pretty slow for what she is, but some effectiveness. She's just honestly there just to give 10% lifesteal on top of adding extra heals because Samadra Staff, and then with the Death Break and then CR push for like once they done with their turn. Like if you imagine like using her with like a unit that gives 50% CR push, and then you wreck her more and push it by 20% more. It's basically she'd only be used in Bruiser versus Bruiser matchups. Or use her in Automation Tower because she's very good there. I just tossed gear on her. This definitely isn't ideal for her. I mean, good crit damage, good speed for her. I mean, good crit damage, good defense and health for her. The only thing is, if I wanted to do something like this, I probably should have made her way faster or have a way to build her up. Oh, yeah. I'm trying to do something weird with, like a counter Unity set Dingo. I put him on this as like a test to go like, hey, I want to see this work. If it's like decent, I'll mold him myself. But it's not doing good. Plus, I still need more imprints too. That's one of the reasons why. I didn't talk about Aether, but Aether, I don't know. I don't know if Aether is going to. Oh, you're the one who has Smasher Staff, the plus 30 Smasher on. I don't know if he's ever going to get a specialty change. I would think he would, because he's kind of like one of the like key units, but like one of the main, one of the important characters in the story. So I would assume he would get one eventually. But he does already have an ML version, so it's kind of weird. But yeah, he would be fun with one. I don't have Christy built, not all the way at least. I think that's all the three. Yeah, Gloomy Rain. I was working on a Rage set Gloomy Rain for a bit. Allison. But anyways, I think if we do get a specialty change soon, they're probably going to. I think they're going to pick Christy. I have a feeling because of the fact that she was the last 3-star to get buffed, and they do tend to do that. I mean, they might have buffed a specialty change one after her, but we're not count that because obviously they already have specialty change. But obviously my picks would be Misty Chain and Wrecker and Roar, or like who did I say it was? What else did I say? Oddly was one of them, yeah. Would be kind of like one of those. We'll find out. I don't know if I'm putting this up on Monday. I'm doing this on Monday. So I might either put this on Monday or Tuesday, this video. And we'll find out if they do any previews or if they do anything showing case any special change. If we don't see it this week, we will most likely see one in 2 weeks then, if they don't show it this week. Hopefully, because I think they only do specialty changes on the week of a maintenance. So let me know who you guys want to see for a specialty change, and who are you voting for? I mean, who do you guys want to see? Who do you guys want to see, and who do you guys think it's going to be? And yeah, I'll see you guys next video.